Hello, welcome back to an old school beauty video. I'm going to play with some makeup today and we are going to chat. First of all, I need to get my hair off my face. We're going to play with some new stuff, some old stuff. One thing arrived in the post probably 6 weeks ago and it's been in a box on the stairs for so long. Tell me, oh, that's not going to start with this, I'm going to start with some moisturiser. Tell me it's not just me. When you put something on the stairs, it just becomes kind of like part of the furniture. This is the Bobbi Brown Primark dupe that I mentioned the other day. I did say, let me get my face out of it so it actually will focus. I did say it's not as good as the Bobbi Brown one and I stand by it. It's quite similar in texture. They've done a pretty good job because it has got that kind of like watery moisturiser feel and it does feel like it sinks into the skin nicely. It's still really nice underneath makeup, very similar, but it's just not the same in terms of hydration. Like the Bobbi Brown, I can use that as a regular moisturiser. Like I recently went away for a couple of nights and I just took that. Like that was going to be my primer for my makeup. It was going to be my day moisturiser. It was going to be my night moisturiser. That was the whole thing. And I feel like for my oily skin, that is enough. Whereas that from Primark, it does a very similar thing if you're just looking for a prep situation, which is what it's sold as. But if you want an actual dupe, I don't think it's got the same kind of level of hydration. Someone in the comments said that she really, really loves it, but she layers it with a normal, see, even just feeling it on my hands now, it's just not the same. It's not the same, but you know, it can't be the same. Massive difference in price. But you don't need it to be the same. It's just, it's a similar product and depending on what you want to use it for, you might be really, really happy. I really, really like it for the primer situation, but it's not a replacement for a moisturiser, which I find the Bobbi Brown one to be. This is the L'Oreal Glow Cherie, which I've talked about a ton. I do also always like to mention, because my friend used this and she found it to be really harsh on her skin. She said it stung when she put it on. And so although I love it, and I don't know whether or not it is because of the fragrance, because it really does have quite a strong watermelon fragrance, or what it is, or if it's like the alcohol content, but I don't think this is suitable for sensitive skin. I also don't even know if they make it anymore because I've had it for a million years. It's just what it is. So the thing that I specifically was excited to try out in this video is the Bourjois Healthy Mix. Do we remember? Do we remember the craze that was Bourjois Healthy Mix? So I've got this in the shade 52W Vanille. Does it say vanilla as well? It does. I didn't need to do the French. I used to love this, but the serum specifically, I really loved. Oh, it's heavy. I forgot how heavy it was. This would have been better with the damp beauty blender. I might do that on the other side. But I just remember it being massively, massively hyped. People loved this foundation. And honestly, I'd completely missed that Bourjois had come back on the market in the UK because it disappeared completely a few years ago, as we all know. We were all gutted at the time. It doesn't look like all of the products are back because there are some products for sure that I really hope that doesn't mean there's someone at my door because I'm going to have half a face of foundation and that's not a cute look. Okay, not only was it someone at the door, but it was someone from BT Openreach. We've just changed our internet situation over and they're installing like super fast fibre. I don't know. Anyway, those of you that have followed me for a long time, specifically in the vlogs, will know I have a weird house set up and you can't drive up to the house. So I was wondering how they were going to do this. And he was just telling me he's going to be working outside. So hopefully it's not going to be noisy. But also hopefully didn't notice that I was half foundationed. I suppose it could have been worse. It could have been halfway into the eyes. Right, so let's do a bit of a zoom in. It does still let you see your skin through it. Obviously I didn't apply tons, but I do think it needs a beauty blender type, you know, a sponge. So that's what I'm going to do for the other half. I don't even know where this is from. It's just a generic, it's not like a branded beauty blender. But it's a nice one. As soon as, oh, I can hear the guy. As soon as I put it underneath the water, I was like, ooh, it is 100% better applied with a sponge. Definitely, 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 because already the finish is so much nicer. I can see it's kind of heavier here than it is here. Go over the other side so it's kind of even, because that finish is so much better. And because it is a little bit deeper than my actual skin, I'm gonna just bring it down my neck a little bit as well. I don't usually wear like full foundation. Also, I'm going like full pirate now with all these hoop earrings. It is feeling like, is this too much? Is this too many hoops? The craziest thing is if I have to see that guy again, which I probably will. This is the Fenty. I'm layering today. Love, 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 love this cream bronzer. But I do want to get back into powders. It is, you know, it's about to be powder makeup season. I want to get a little bit back into my powders. So I'm going to try and layer. Also, I've got somewhere to be this weekend and I haven't worn a proper full face of makeup in so long that I kind of need the practice, truthfully. Also, I think I'm going to give myself a bit of a challenge. I'm going to talk more about this on Friday's video. Oh no. Have I already used this up? No. Oh, this did not last long at all. I was singing the praises of this. This I got from YesStyle. It's by a brand called Unleashia, which is the maddest name. Okay. Well, I've had that for like a month and I'm not even using it every day. And it is already out. I do think, because it's been a minute since I did like a proper beauty haul, because I've just not been wearing a lot of makeup. I do think I'm probably overdue replacing some stuff. I do need some things, and I think I'm going to repurchase the NYX micro whatever brow pencil it is, because I really do love that, and that is, it lasts so much longer than this. I like this, but I'm shocked at how little product there was in there, because it's done. Anyway, as I was saying, this is the NYX HD Photo Studio eyeshadow base. I am going to bring back the Friday faves because I said this in a previous video, the last video, I don't know, whatever video I posted last week. It's all about momentum for me. Once I fall off, I kind of am just like, and now I don't do that anymore. I need to be kind of on a roll with something. I thought giving myself a challenge of like, right, you're going to post this every week like you used to for forever. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring back the Friday faves and fails. Excited about it for this week. And on Friday, I'll talk more about what I'm going to kind of challenge myself to do in the next week. But I'll touch on it now because, you know, what else do we have to talk about? Again, because I'm layering, I'm going to put on some of the Glossier Cloud Paint in Dusk. But I'm going to do powder of everything as well. So I'm going to, this sounds so like nothing for most of you, I'm sure. But I am someone who, again, maybe it's partly the momentum thing. Maybe it's just like a lot of us, I've like fallen off the day-to-day routine since 2020 when we all kind of didn't have a day-to-day routine anymore. But I don't take care of myself very well anymore. I used to at least just kind of go through the motions because I was leaving the house so often and I was like going into the office and whatever. But now I feel like I'm going longer, like forgetting to do my skincare, like more than ever before in the last 6 months, because I've always been really diligent with skincare. It's been a really fun thing for me to do, and falling off with the makeup and the hair and like not putting myself together every day, not even getting dressed every day, that, you know, maybe was part and parcel with the anxiety and depression. But I think a lot of it was just, I just kind of fell off in my routine. I stopped doing those things because I didn't need to do them anymore, and I stopped. And then the momentum wasn't there, and I was just like, well, what's even the point? And then that kind of feeds into your mood, doesn't it? Right, there's been drilling, there's very loud talking outside, so I'm gonna keep putting on my makeup and I'm gonna voice over. I'm gonna use this Too Faced Better Than Chocolate, which Milo saw the other day and was really excited about it. He thought it was actually something better than chocolate. He was very disappointed when he saw that it was makeup. This is a palette that I bought in Florida, but I haven't actually had a chance to use it yet, so I'm gonna give this a whirl. But first I'm going to put on some loose powder. Wherever I put my powder puff, I'll find it in a second, under my, I'm gonna bake. That's what I'm gonna do. So back to what I was talking about. You could say I've kind of just become lazy with stuff, but I think it's been a steady decline of just not caring about myself. I've never been someone who exercises regularly, but now I don't even leave the house unless I have to. Like if I need to, I'll go out, but if I don't need to, then I'm not even getting dressed. I'm not brushing my hair. I'm not even washing my face most of the days. And there's a lot of days where maybe I have to leave the house, but I'm staying in the car, and that kind of, I'm dressed, but I'm not dressed, you know? I'm still taking a shower every day, and I like the clean feeling of my hair being washed, and I still shave my legs and moisturize and stuff, but just like, weirdly not my face, still shaving my legs and moisturizing my legs, but that feels like the bare minimum. That's like my absolute, that's part of like just cleanness to me. I think I was justifying it in my mind as this is a thing that happens as you get older. You care less about how people see you. And so I kind of framed it as that's a positive, that I wasn't as bothered about my outward appearance. But honestly, I don't think that that was it at all. I think that that's just been an excuse that I've been using to stop taking care of myself. Obviously there's something to that. There's definitely something to the element of, well, you don't care as much as you get older, but I don't think that's what that is. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think that's what's brought me to this point. Another thing I know I've let get a lot worse this year is the clutter, mentally and physically. But seriously, I've lived with clothes on my floor of my bedroom for so much longer than I have in the past. And honestly, I really only thought about this in the past couple of months. Lee never ever mentions this. Like, I don't know how he lives with it, because he is like type A, super clean and neat person. I don't know how he lives with me, truthfully. He never says anything. I don't know how he just says nothing about this, because it must drive him crazy. But I've always kind of lived like that to a degree. I'll have like some clothes on the floor, and then my dad used to refer to it as like mucking myself out. When I was a kid, once every few weeks, it'd kind of get up to a certain point, like I allow my things to pile up, both physically and mentally, and then I deal with it all in one day. And even as an adult, I've seen this, I've recognized that this is something that I do. Give myself a fresh start, and everything's clean and everything's sorted out, and I've kind of ticked off all my to-dos. But, you know, in the past 6 months or so, there've been considerably fewer fresh start days, and I've just been living in that chaos and not having those like days of I have to sort it out. I think I've kind of just thought, well, maybe I've overcommitted. I've been really, really busy. I've been doing other things, but I feel like I've probably had less time in the past. Like, I've not been busier, but especially with the kids being small, I've had less time to myself, but I've always had those bursts of today is the day, which is the thing I've been missing. And now I'm saying this, I'm wondering whether or not it might be my antidepressants. It kind of aligns with the amount of time that I've been feeling like that. That's kind of the same amount of time that I was on the antidepressants, and now I've been off them for about 6 or 8 weeks, and I'm starting to hear that sort your life out voice again. Maybe there's something to that. I don't know. Of course, as soon as those guys left, and I didn't have to see them like this, as soon as those guys left, someone delivered a parcel, and I had to answer the door. It was like literally as I put the last roller in. Of course. Anyway, as well as the like get back on the YouTube horse challenge that I'm setting myself, which is not much of a challenge, it's just more of a kind of commitment to myself, I suppose to you guys, but it's really more to myself. I feel like I miss it more than you miss me. But as well as that, I also want to kind of push myself to just make a bit more effort every day, whether it be actual full makeup. Wow. I mean, this feels very alien to me, honestly. But whether it be that or just like literally just brush my hair, put it up, put on my skincare, make sure that I'm wearing like regular clothes that aren't pajamas, you know, just feel a little bit more put together, but make a little bit of effort with myself. Like I get that maybe it's good that I'm not caring quite so much about, I mean, I never really cared that much about what I thought people, what I looked to other people, how I looked to other people. I just feel like maybe it wasn't really about that, and it was more about the fact that it was an excuse. Another thing, laying in till the last minute. That's definitely something. I've talked about this in the past. I'm not an early morning person. I'm not a morning person. I'm a nighttime person. Last night, I just had a real weird feeling. And sometimes when I feel like that, I'm like, my husband will go to bed. We don't go to bed at different times. We've never gone to bed at different times. So I've always said to him, if I don't come to bed when you come to bed, because sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'll be up in 5 minutes. I'm just finishing something. That is the worst thing I can do, because 5 minutes is never 5 minutes. Once there's no one there to hold me to account, it could be 4 o'clock in the morning that I come to bed. Once I've like, if 5 minutes turns into 20 minutes, then I'm like, well, he's probably asleep. And then I put something on, and then I'm like, I'm working on something, or I'm playing a video game or whatever. And then it just spirals. A couple of nights last week, I just lay in bed and was listening to audiobooks. I'm a nighttime person. If I could just like work all night, sleep all day. And last night I had that kind of weird feeling of maybe actually, because I had this bee in my bonnet about I'm going to make some videos, I'm going to kind of get back to doing what I used to do. And I didn't really want to go to bed because I have these ideas before I go to bed and then I want to implement them. I don't want to, I'm like full of beans. Do you know what I mean? I'm not, it's crazy to me that someone could just think of something and be like, oh, I can't wait to do that in the morning and then sleep perfectly, because that's not how I felt. But I made myself go to bed. I did go to sleep, which I was quite pleased with because I thought it was going to be an all night listening to audiobook situation. But I still am like falling back in that pattern of 5 minutes before we've got to leave the house, I'm up. Since the kids are old enough to like take care of themselves, Milo's up earlier than everybody else. Lee makes sure that he's dressed, although Milo does that all by himself anyway. He's like a full grown-up boy. And then Ella's an adult. I don't have to look after that anymore. Lee will make him breakfast before he goes, or he'll get breakfast for himself. These are all things that once you're a mom of older children, you can fall into these bad habits. And honestly, even if I had absolutely nobody else to take care of, I don't think it would be good for me. I think getting up early in the morning, even though it is against all of my natural fibres in my body, it is just better for me. I'm better. My day is better. I feel better about myself. Everything goes well when I get up early in the morning. So I'm not necessarily going to go straight back into my 5 a.m.s, although that's definitely on the horizon. I can feel it. I just really want to stop, like really, like my alarm goes off at 7:15. I'm not even sleeping. I just lay in bed looking at Instagram reels until like 5 minutes before like literally could be 45 minutes, completely wasted. If I got up, it took that time to actually put myself together, make myself a drink, sit down, I feel so much better. And it's just wasted time. It's not even sleep. So that's really high up there. Honestly, some of you maybe will actually watch this and be like, yeah, that's anxiety and depression. Maybe. I mean, I have talked this to death and I'm really sick of hearing myself talk about it, honestly. But I am also wondering, is anybody else feeling this way? One of my viewers left a comment on a Q&A a little bit too late, unfortunately, this week. And she said, was I planning anything for the new year? Which I loved. Nicola, you know you are. Because my people are the people who see September, as an adult, see September as a new year. Because it feels like a hard reset for me. And I didn't really have any plans for the new year. And I don't know really whether or not, I didn't really think about it until this minute, but maybe that comment kind of triggered something in me, because historically that's always how I felt. I felt like this is a real fresh start. I'm very meh over the summer, and then September I'm full of energy. So I really want to capitalize on that seasonal energy right now and get going. So anyway, thank you for watching, even though this has been a really strangely laid out video because of the unexpected noise. Thankfully they've gone now, so I can film my Friday faves in peace. But yeah, I will leave everything, will I? I'll try to leave everything that I showed you in this video listed and linked below. Obviously, Too Faced is one of my favourite eyeshadow brands. Love. I only used like 2 shadows from this thing and it was really basic stuff. I used buttercream and Nice Buns. This one and this one. I love a warm matte shadow look. Oh, and I also used Bless Your Tart. I used that as like my liner. And the foundation, honestly, it's a little bit heavier than I would wear day to day. And this is not a full review. So watch this space. It will appear on a Friday Faves and Fails near you soon. But I enjoyed it. I liked it. I like the way it looks. The finish is good as long as you use a sponge. Oh, I'll take these rolls out of my hair actually while we're talking. Yeah, the jury's out. I liked it, but I'm not like, wow. I'm going to have to look to see whether or not the serum one has come back. While I was waiting for the gentleman to be finished, I was looking on Boots. I think I'm going to place a Boots order tonight. I've been really good with not shopping. I've just been spending all my money on candles. Candle related activities. So I've been good with not kind of needlessly spending and shopping and stuff recently, but it does also mean that there are some things that I need. So a Boots haul feels needed. It didn't feel like a frivolous thing. There are some things I need. I also need to replace some shampoo. Oh, there was a clip in my hair. Some shampoo and conditioner, which I will be talking about in this Friday Faves and Friday faves and fails, because my hair is full of dry shampoo right now, because I am obsessed with a particular range that has made my hair feel amazing. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in it as well. Oh, I'm just nearly giving away all my faves from this week. Right, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to tune in on Friday. Don't forget to catch up on the videos that you might not have seen because I didn't post for a while and then things are not appearing in people's subscription boxes, I'm told. But yeah, thanks for watching and I will see you guys next time. Bye!